when I was working at ABC Television, I did a lot of work on game shows. And there was one show, and I can't recall exactly the name, but Steve Allen, all right, a very, very talented musician. And he actually had a talk show in the early 1960s, late 1950s, I think. And he was actually one of the forerunners, one of the pioneers of talk shows. And anyway, Steve Allen was notorious for coming into the makeup room, and he would sit down in the makeup chair, and he would look at your makeup setup. And we all used Max Factor makeup back in those days, all right? And there was a product called Max Factor Erase. Now, Max Factor Erase is still a product that can be used these days, and it's a little less pigmented these days than it was then, slightly. And actually, that's okay because of the HD processes. But what is erase? There is a white erase, and this one is a medium erase. All right, and this one is a natural erase, and this one is a fair erase. All right, so if we put these in order, it would be white, fair, natural, and medium. Yeah, that would be about it. And what are these? Well, these are the original blue neutralizers. All right, these are orangey type tones, orangey beige tones that can be used under the eyes, right? When you have blueness under the eyes, and you have a light, a medium, and a darker tone. Actually, it's not very much of a range, but it's there nevertheless, and it's great for Caucasians. And then you have, if you want to lighten those, you have this white. Now, why was I telling you about Steve Allen? Well, he would come in, and it was the most frightening thing that could ever happen to a makeup artist, and that is that he would sit in your chair, right? He would sit in your chair, and he would grab the white erase, and he would do this and just smear it like in circles around his eyes. And then he would sit back in the chair very comfortably and say, okay, do my makeup. And why he did this was he wanted to be sure that the makeup artist, highlighted under his eyes. But the true reason that I know is that he came from the original days of black and white television where the lights were all overhead. And with the lights that are overhead, it would create dark shadows under the eyes, right? So he knew from back then that he had to do that in order to overcome all of the shadows caused by the overhead lighting. Well, it became a habit. And every time he came into a makeup room, even in the modern days where the lights were, on extensions and they could be brought down and hit the face perfectly, he would still do that with the white erase. And he was kind of cute. We all kind of got a kick out of it. And I think actually he got a kick out of it too, because it could have been a test to see exactly whether or not the makeup artist really knew his stuff and would know what to do after he had completely surrounded his eyes with white Max Factor erase. Anyway, there's a little story there that eventually I'll put into my autobiography. All right, so Max Factor still manufactures products that are suitable for motion picture and television use. And, for many, many years, the Max Factor company has been a mainstay in the profession of television and motion picture makeup. And to this day, they still remain at the forefront of makeup manufacturing. So you are still able to purchase the Max Factor Erase. Put it on very, very thin. All right, there you have another MUATV makeup moment.